Welcome to another episode of Barber Success, brought to you by Craig Charles, owner and operator of Crown Cuts JC, Crown Cuts Academy Bristol, and Craig's Crown Cuts Downtown JC. Alongside with my co-host
Am I Fields? Am I your barber?
and my guest, one of my greatest friends of all time,
Jessica Edmiston, the JC syrup lady.
way back from college
Yeah.
when I used to help her out. Today we're gonna have a great episode talking about your health is your wealth. When you hear that, what does that mean? Before we even jump into this topic, what does that mean to you?
I mean, the way you feel physically is going to affect the way you feel mentally, and then that's going to affect your day-to-day life.
Yeah, I mean, in our industry, we're close contact. We're close contact with our clients, and we need to do some things to take care of ourselves because the key is for us to be available to do our service. Because if we're not at work, we can't get paid. So there are some preventative things that we can do to always be at work, especially in this season right now with COVID and the flu and the cold or whatever you got going on.
Allergies.
There's things you can do to prevent that. Preventative things. Some things can happen you can't control because of pre-existing conditions, but if we can help it, why not? So today we're going to talk about boosting your immune system through the syrup lady.
Good.
Scissor.
I like that. Scissor. Sipping on some scissor. You're gonna be sipping on some syrup from the syrup lady. So we're gonna be talking about elderberry. So Miss Syrup Lady, my good friend, talk about elderberry.
Yeah. So thanks for having me today. So elderberry syrup's an awesome immune booster. I got into this business a couple years back. My dad is a chiropractor, and we were raised very alternative. So instead of going to the doctor right off the bat, we would be given a vitamin or elderberry syrup or, a more natural alternative to rushing straight to the doctor. We did, in fact, go to the doctor. I think my dad just always tried to help us on that front end. Prevention was always the key for us. So if he started seeing a little sniffle, a cough, something, he would be boosting our system with vitamin C. We took a lot of zinc growing up.
Y'all was on the zinc kick early.
Yeah. I mean, we were definitely raised very different from most people. When we got into cold and flu season, he really pushed us to limit sugar, drink lots of water. We didn't have a lot of soda or anything like that in our house. And I think that's why we stayed pretty healthy. So fast forward several years later, 2 years ago, it was 2019. I was just searching for something to do. And God kind of just dropped elderberry syrup in my lap.
No, your marketing skills came up because you went to college. You was in the marketing department with me, sitting behind me while I was helping you out. So it's okay. It just dropped in your lap. So it was evolution.
I know it was. Yes. So I started as a graphic designer and have done some things in product development. And I really say all the things I had done in my past really contributed to starting this business, which was pretty cool. But I put it out there. I just said, hey, I'm making some elderberry syrup. Who's interested? And within 20 minutes, I sold 24 bottles. So I knew at that time there was something to it.
That's a return on investment.
I know, right?
Quick.
One selling.
Yeah, I was like,
almost one a minute.
Yeah, we're sold out. So anyway, it was really interesting, to be able to make a product. We're talking about 2 years ago. So our recipes, our knowledge, our packaging, so many things have changed and shifted over the past 2 years. The one thing that's remained consistent is we have not been sick. Myself and my family, if we do start to feel bad, if we boost high with elderberry and sometimes we add in some other supplements, we have maintained health and wellness through cold and flu season, allergies. I know we went through a pandemic and there was a lot of sickness there. So we really use that to boost our system. And right now, for me, education is key. Just educating people about the product, educating people about how to detect if you're not feeling well, when you would boost, and that sort of thing. So,
education changes situations. So what is elderberry? Is it a fruit? Is it a berry? What is it? Where does it come from and where can you find it? Is it like seasonal? Is that year round? What is it?
So elderberries are native. I mean, they're in this area. They're not native to this area. They're actually, I believe, they started in Africa.
Hmm.
The
Everything
use
started in
of
Africa.
it, yes, the
Everything
use of
started.
it, and so we
Pangea.
have, yeah. But we have the berries here regionally.
Mhm.
A lot of stateside growers are out west, so they're in a different climate zone than we are. But we do have them here. To make our product personally, we use dried berries that we rehydrate,
Okay.
and we do all of our ingredients. If we can get organic, we use organic. We do use local honey, which we use raw honey in our product, so that keeps us from being an organic product just because the honey is raw.
Mhm.
It's not actually organic. So, but we do try to do our part and get the best possible ingredients we can.
So, if how could one recognize a berry or elderberry if they from different berries? Is there a distinct look, or does it?
They're really teeny tiny.
Okay.
They're smaller than a pea, and
Wow.
they're in a cluster. So what's really cool is they bloom here in about the end of May, 1st of June,
Hmm.
and they have big white blooms. And so once you see one plant, you'll see them everywhere.
So when you say here,
There's
you're
a
talking about
bush.
East Tennessee.
Yes, in Northeast Tennessee. Yes.
This is a disclaimer for y'all not to go out here eating random berries and thinking that she told you what elderberries is like. So
So they say, there's some theory that elderberries by themselves are not actually good. It's
Mhm.
the heating process. You want to heat them, and they have a seed in them that is toxic. And so when we heat the product, we just get the juice. We
Mhm.
leave the seed behind. But it's phenomenal. It's an anti-inflammatory. We have great results with helping in aid in lowering blood sugar levels. Like I said, inflammation. I've had customers who have just joint pain or random pain that they're like, I just started taking this to boost my system, but I also saw improvement in this, pain that I was having in my hands.
And I don't think necessarily you have to have something going on to use it, because you can just use it throughout the year.
Yes, I do have several customers that use it all year long. I actually use it all year long. I'm not taking it every single day, but I do. I might boost my system here or there. If I'm going to travel, I'm boosting my system. If I, am feeling like I'm getting a summer cold, I'm going to boost my system. And so I do use it yearly, all year, all year
so you
long.
just it like so basically whenever you feel like you're either going to be around a lot of people or in an environment where you could get sick, or at the same like if you just feel like that like a cold might be coming on, that's when you start taking it more often, or
Yes.
okay.
So usually in the fall, like when we start to get into these cold nights and colder days,
Mhm.
kids are back in school. I do take more. I'm not going to tell you that I take it every day because sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
But I'll take it pretty regularly throughout the fall and the start of the first of the year because it's so cold. And then, as it starts to warm up, I may not take it as much. But if one of my kids comes home and he's not feeling well, we're all going to boost our system.
Right.
So we're all going to take some extra. But I've read some studies that's very fascinating. This actually works on a cellular level. And so when you take elderberry, it protects the cell and it
Hmm.
keeps bacteria from attaching to it. And that's what makes us sick. Bacteria attaches to our cells, we get sick. And then, when you sleep, that's 6 to 8 hours of just time that your body is resting.
Mhm.
And that's when that bacteria can really wreak havoc.
So
Oh.
who taught your father this? Like, who taught him about all this stuff? It's like you said he taught you about a lot of it. So who taught him?
Well, he was a chiropractor. He went to school up in Wisconsin.
So, but that they did a lot of holistic
They
types.
do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think it's a good balance. I've
Hmm.
taken some herbal classes. I'm not going to say I'm an herbalist, but education's key. And so, if somebody says, "Hey, I read this about elderberry," I'm going to try to find where you read that, or I want to know so I can educate myself.
You gotta get to
Yeah.
the source.
Because there's a lot of stuff out there, positive and negative. And I just tell people, you have to educate yourself. You have to
Yes.
do the research. So because this is a product that we use, I'm trying to see what I can learn.
Right. And again, Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Cronkite's, me JC and Cronkite's Bristol, and Craig's Cronkite's downtown Johnson City. And alongside with my co-host,
In my fields.
yeah, today we're just talking about boosting your immune system, how to do some preventative things to help you through the cold and flu season, and just throughout the year, just to keep your body going. Because in our industry, one thing barbers don't do a lot, they don't go to doctors. And we want to change that disclaimer and reduce that stigma. You need to go to doctors. You need to take care of your body, because if you're not available, you can't get paid. If you're not available, you can't be there for your clients. So it's important to take heed to some of these things that we're talking about today. And again, shout out to Lathan at Market Street Media at one time, and also to Feed Spot for giving us ranking as the top 25 podcast on the net in the world, top 25 barber content in the U.S. Epic. Getting information. Information changes situation, and it's important, and it's important, it's important. Your health is your wealth. And talking today with the syrup lady, my good friend, and happy birthday. Was it Saturday or
Thank you.
today?
It's Friday. I'm
Oh,
sorry, Saturday.
yeah,
Saturday.
happy birthday. Just had a birthday.
Thank
23
you.
years old.
I know.
And so, what other things do you have beside elderberry that you talk about? Because I use elderberry myself personally, and you gave me something else. I can't pronounce the name.
Well, what we maybe gave you was our C blend. So we have 4 products: elderberry syrup, and then we have 2 sumac blends. So
That's the word I couldn't pronounce.
Yeah, people get very nervous because sumac in this region, a lot of people know poison sumac because it can wreak havoc on your body.
Right.
It is not fun. We use what's called the staghorn sumac plant, and it is non-poisonous. It's actually, some people in India use it as a seasoning. It's a delicious berry, but it has very high anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. And so for me, what happened is I get 2 sinus infections every year. Here in Tennessee, the pollen's kind of crazy. So we'd have our spring sinus infection and our fall sinus infection.
I'm the same way.
And after coming season of elderberry, using that and not being sick, I thought there has to be something else that could help. And so I started digging into herbs and different things that could really help with allergies, and developed, it's called the pink sumac syrup, and it is a anti-inflammatory. It's like a natural antihistamine. And so we're going on, I guess if you have, it's been 4 seasons. I got a little behind this past spring in taking my product, and I did end up getting kind of a little bit of an infection. So, as I've said before, prevention is the key. As we start coming into those seasons, if you can dose yourself higher with this particular product, it reduces inflammation in your body, which then reduces your chance of infection. So, they're 2 natural products, great for seasonal allergies. We've also seen good results with inflammation again in the body. And then we created, my fiance got COVID last year, and we boosted the system with elderberry. We used supplements. His duration was short, but I do believe that COVID is a for real deal. I mean, it's real.
It is,
and it can really take some people out. But his thing was he was having a hard time shaking his cough. And so I just did some research, and we pulled in a new blend that has hawthorn berries, the sumac, elderberry, and cranberry. And we did a syrup, and he saw really great results with that. And we've seen really, really good results with customers who have that chronic cough or that cough they can't see shake.
How do you take it? How do you your syrup?
The dosage.
Okay. Yeah, so like you don't mix it with
It's a
Sprite,
liquid.
obviously. But
No,
you like
you just do a shot of it.
just a shot of it?
We do it's a tablespoon a day.
And it's great tasting too as well.
It doesn't taste bad.
No.
It's not like it's not like the cherry cough Robitussin.
No,
Okay,
no.
good. I can't do that.
It has a really good
Them days
taste.
are over.
Yeah. So it's natural. It's pretty mild, I think. I mean,
Yes.
it's not real strong. It's in a liquid. We sell 8-ounce, 16-ounce, and 32-ounce bottles. The shelf life, people want to know about that. Usually, once you open it, you're going to get 2 to 3 months of the product.
Doesn't it be refrigerated?
We do, yes. We say recommend refrigeration, and sometimes we see it last longer. So we don't put any preservatives in the product other than a natural acidity. And we just actually had a pretty big thing happen with our business, and the fact that we became certified with the Department of Agriculture.
Hey,
and we're
major.
Registered with the FDA. So our shelf stability is 2 years unopened, and then we get about 3 months once the product's open. Refrigerated.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Sea moss. What do you know about the sea moss?
I tell you, I don't know a lot about sea moss, but it's been a buzzword
Okay,
lately.
yeah, it's trendy.
I've heard that
yeah,
I've heard really great things about it. Actually, Craig was one that mentioned it
Yes,
to me a while back.
sea moss has some great. There's some great things about
Check
sea moss.
into, and I just don't. I guess one thing that I've learned in business, and you probably could say this with doing hair, like you kind of have to focus in on your niche,
Yeah, stick with what you know.
with one thing. And it's easy to get distracted and try to come out here and come out there, and I just kind of keep getting
especially in
reined
that
back
field
in.
where they're like stuff where you're
All
trying to.
kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a lot.
But you also
It's
talk
all
about
kinds.
some of the products that you carry too, because you carry some honey products and you carry tea. You want to talk about those things?
Sure. So the things we carry in the shop are really complementary to the syrup. They're going to be things that are going to boost the system or help with aiding, like if you have a cough. We have some zinc lozenges that are pretty good that help if you get that dry, you feel like you're going to get a little cough. We do carry very few supplements, but we have zinc, we have vitamin D, we have calcium, magnesium. So we carry a few supplements at our shop. We do have some honey. We carry True Bee honey, which they're out in Bill. There are some amazing local beekeepers in this area and in this
Mhm.
region. We just haven't been able to make that happen where we have their product in our shop. Honey's very expensive for one thing. And they have they kind of have a window where they really
And
can
you got a
get the
demand for
product.
like a high demand for it too.
We do have a little bit higher demand.
Yeah.
So True Bee Honey, they're a smaller business and they do have their own hives, and it's a legit.
You've been there.
It's
You like checked
legit.
out the
Actually, I
whole.
did.
Okay, cool.
My daughter moved to Nashville. My daughter
As a barber as
is a
well.
barber in
Hey,
Nashville.
awesome.
Yeah, she just opened her own business.
Does she still follow the family like? Not that not that it's a family thing, but like does she still go through the whole boosting thing and all
Well, I
that?
would tell you, she has called me a couple times where she's not felt well, and as a barber, she's
Yes,
close proximity.
and that's the
She's in
importance of
your
this
in your
podcast right here,
face.
because we're in close proximity with our clients, and sometimes our clients will come in to us sick and they won't mention nothing.
Yeah, they'll take a sick day
Yeah,
and then go get a haircut.
you
It
can't. Yeah,
happens all the
Yeah,
time.
I
I can
mean,
see that. I
Happens
can
all
they'll
the
see
come
time.
that.
in and then cut my hair, and you're like, "Yo, what you doing?"
True story. We had a guy come in the shop, the shop I previously worked at. We were doing walk-ins, and dude was on his phone, and I forget what he had, but they had called me and told me. And my wife, she's a nurse practitioner, and whatever it was highly contagious.
Wow.
And he was on the phone, and he was telling us, "Yeah, the doctor put me out for about 2 days because I got something, and it's highly contagious."
Pink eye.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to get a haircut." Okay, bet. And we actually had to kick him out the shop because he was like, "Dude, you literally just said."
Unless you want to be sprayed with some
Exactly.
Lysol first.
And the man, he was offended. He
What?
was offended. We
For
kicked him
what?
out.
I mean, you got because number one thing they tell us as barbers is to protect ourselves
Mhm.
and the public. So to
Absolutely.
protect ourselves and the
absolutely.
public, we have to do some things like boost our immune system, sanitize our equipment, clean the shops, things like that. That's important. Clean our tools. That things that we've known about that forever. So if we go against the grain and not protect ourselves and the public, we're doing something wrong. We're doing a disservice.
I do remember with Chloe when the pandemic started and they were shutting barbershops and salons down. She was like, "Mom, we sanitize every single thing. Like
Mhm.
we are very, religious about sanitizing, and that is just a very clean environment."
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that that's important to be sure you're taking care of yourself. And if someone does come in sick, to boost your system. So we've seen good results with her. She's actually stayed healthy, thank goodness.
Is she like y'all? She should be like your person, your age, your market around
Well,
them.
Yes.
I think we're getting ready to sell some syrup in Nashville
Hey,
at
Yep,
her
word.
shop. So we're
That's
really
awesome.
excited
I,
about
I
that.
think that's major. That's major because I was going to talk to you about some things too, about the We'll talk about it afterwards
Yeah,
because
okay.
you my
Great.
homie.
Shh.
Emma, you always include Emma.
No, I'm good. I'm just kidding.
You always you the
Nah,
coach.
man.
You always
I'm
include it.
chilling,
You
man.
don't want to put it out on the universe yet.
Yeah,
It's
just yet.
Me
behind
and
the
Lathan,
scene.
we was actually had something to talk about too. So, y'all could talk about. We talk about something.
the red pill.
That's right, the red pill.
Or the blue pill.
No, the red one. We don't talk about the blue one. We left the blue one.
So what do you see? Where do you see elderberry going? Is that something that's do you see it as a fad? Do you see it as something that's here to stay? Is it something that there's a support group for it around the country? Where do you see elderberry going?
Oh, goodness. Well, I will say I felt like when I first started this, it might be a trend,
Hmm.
but I think we're trending towards more natural solution to health and wellness.
Right.
So people are trying to, insurance is outrageous.
Yeah.
Deductibles are outrageous, so I think people do some things to boost the system so that they're not having to go to the doctor as much.
Right.
So I feel like elderberry is here to stay. I'm excited. I feel like there are a lot of people that are making and manufacturing elderberry syrup, which to me is just validation that that's a legit product. I think competition is validation. So I appreciate that.
Right.
We do have a pretty unique product for allergy and sinus issues. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see where that goes. But I do feel like I think we're here to stay. Elderberry
I
syrup
mean,
is here to stay.
my cousin who lives in Texas, his little daughter, he's like, she loves the product.
Oh, good. Well, I
I
appreciate
mean, she
it.
loves the product. And when I went fishing with him last month, I brought him a jar again. So, and she's like, Daddy, where is my medicine? You know what I mean? So I shipped it to them, and I got it from you. So what's the furthest you have shipped to? And are you in the
Oh gosh,
shipping mode?
California. I mean, we've shipped to California. We don't ship. Okay, so we were not allowed legally to ship across state lines
Okay.
until we got that certification with the Department of Agriculture and with the FDA. So that has opened up a whole new world for us.
Hmm.
It also opens up the wholesale market
Right.
if we want to go into that. One thing that I think has been really good for me, and it maybe hasn't felt the best, but that slow growth,
Right.
growing really slow,
You can
has been really good.
you can see your market. You can see it
Yeah.
evolve.
And
So
plan which
people,
direction you want to go. I think I think the biggest thing with growth is like when you're growing so fast, like there's so many different avenues you can go, but each avenue might not be the right one.
I mean, but it's just the right thing because everybody wants the quick set. Everybody wants it right now. But there's a process, there's an order in things. You can't shortcut your first 3 months of your business. You can't shortcut your
Absolutely.
first 6 months, even your first year of business, your first 16 months. You have to go through that period to know where you're at. You had to
Right.
see and experience things, how it's going to affect the market, how are people going to be affected by it, who's going to support you, what can you do. Just slow growth because most people thinking, and I think it's just order of life in
Right.
anything you do.
Right.
Because in our generation that's going on right, everybody wants it right pronto,
Gotta
right
go
now.
viral.
Yeah, you got to go viral instantly. That's not good because if it's viral and it goes that quick, it's almost like trendy. It's almost like a fad.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've done well for slow growth, and we just are able to ship product, but we haven't been shipping a ton of product. We've started slow. We're trying to make sure our product makes it there, that there's no problem with breakage or how you're packaging it. There's another learning curve that we haven't dealt with. So we'll deal with that and slowly start shipping product, and it's exciting to see where we're going to head.
Sounds like you're prioritizing customer service first.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Shout out
wanted to have this be our market. We
Yeah.
really want to take
East
care of our
Tennessee.
Have a
community.
foundation.
Take care of home first.
Yes.
Shout out to my sponsor, Colossal Brand. Check out Jay's doing some good stuff. Hit him up. Again, colossalbrand.com. He's on IG. He's on Facebook. Hit him up. He'll take care of you. This elderberry is something like, I'm like, because I'm into holistic and natural remedies. So when I instantly heard about it, it was something that I didn't need convincing to do or to try because I know, and I did my research as well, but I love more natural and stuff like that. Anything with honey, natural things. And then you're down at the farmer's market even makes it more just appealing too.
Oh, you were at the farmer's market?
Yeah. So we started out setting up at the farmer's market. We were doing vendor events. We look for vendor events that are going to be kind of a little bit more in our area of expertise. So we like women's expos, health expos, but we go to some holiday shows and that sort of thing because, it's always good to just let people try the product.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how we started.
And you got that foundation built, so like
Yeah.
it's a good place to start.
And now we have a storefront in Johnson City.
Yes,
We just
ma'am.
recently moved, and we've got a new location on Mount Castle Drive, 110 Mount Castle Drive in Johnson City.
I was
Purple.
down there last week.
Yeah.
Last week was it last week I met you there?
Yeah. We met last week.
I know
So-
that Mary Kay has a pink Cadillac. You need a purple Mercedes or something.
Well,
like is
well, we're working on something, I think.
That
Yeah.
purple Maserati.
There you go, purple
There you
bike.
go.
The purple Maserati from Tim.
I had to sue him.
Yeah, Tim said you had to let him get it.
Sorry.
One of my friends, we went, we do the training right now with the mental health. Shout out to the Confess Project. And one of our friends, we met him last week in Chattanooga, and he had a purple Maserati.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
Nice. That could be a goal for sure.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah, but you got a truck also, right? You doing the
So
food?
we
Yeah.
just we have a van.
A van?
Yes,
Mhm.
an elderberry syrup van. It's we're having some work done to it currently to just get it ready to hit the road. So I don't know what's going to happen. We will be doing some.
So
other stuff.
what is your vision for the van? You say hit the road, but what is your vision and your plan?
So when we originally got it, it was to run different vendor events to be
Mhm.
able to get out of Johnson City and hit Chattanooga, Knoxville, stay close to home, but be able to have something that can haul product and a place that we could stay comfortably. So it's exciting. It'll be real interesting to see.
So if customers, you said now you're down with FDA and agriculture, and so if people out there, because we have clients or people listen to the podcast over 60 countries.
Right.
So if they want to get to Syrup Lady, have a conversation with her, or just even find out some more information or do some ordering, what do they do?
So it's the JC Syrup Shop. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're about to relaunch our website.
Mm-hmm.
And they can go there. We post regularly where we're going to be at, what our hours at the shop are. We literally post daily. I have people who will reach out who need product shipped. We do curbside. We have done local delivery on our off days. If the shop is closed, I do everything I can to either meet you or, we have a local pep area where you can pick up. So we really are about customer service and taking care of our customers.
Is there a limit to the order, or just you could order like one bottle or 2 bottles, or there's a max?
We're trying to figure that out currently.
Okay.
What we have found that's just the best for us is it's medium flat rate box. Whatever we can fit in that box, we'll send it to you. We just make you pay the cost. We don't add any additional expense on there. It's $15. That holds. It can hold 3 bottles pretty easily. 3 to 4 bottles. And then we have make at home kits. So we have like a do it yourself. Each one of our kits makes 3 pints. So it's awesome for larger families.
Wow.
We also have, you mentioned teas. So we do have some herbal teas. We have some that are in little sachets and we have some that are loose leaf. We do honey, which we can ship that. So normally someone will reach out and say, hey, here's what I'm looking for. And we just try to make it work.
I know you mentioned about sticking with your niche and having it grow. But as I sit there and think, I know beekeeping and the elderberry kind of goes hand in hand. Is that something that's in the near future, like maybe having like a bee farm so you could kind of get your own bees, your own honey, and add to your elderberry and ship it?
Because I need more things to do. Yes. I will tell you what is interesting. The gentleman that I get my local honey from, he's been in the bee world for probably 40-some years. He's an older gentleman. He's traveled the world. His whole goal is to educate people on honey and real honey versus fake.
Wow, is that even fake honey? How does that come?
It's expensive. You got the honey sauce from KFC. They don't even have real. It's honey sauce.
For real?
Yeah, it's honey sauce. It's not real honey. It's just honey sauce.
It's additive.
It is honey sauce.
Wow.
Well, evidently, several people that have honey distribution will put corn syrup or rice syrup in and mix it. So when you go to the grocery store, you're paying a pretty premium price for honey that you don't know.
Right.
So he went around the world to educate people and help people get their bee farms up and running and that sort of thing. In talking to him, I asked him what he thought about, what if I, had like some hives? And he said that they're so hard to keep anymore. They get attacked by mites, the weather, there's just a lot. They're really hard.
It's a lot of work.
I actually, my father-in-law owns a farm and somebody had bees to stay there. And apparently some insect or whatever killed them all.
Mites, yeah.
And then I remember my neighbor growing up used to raise bees,
Mm.
and them things would just jump into another tree all the way across. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just be swarming there. Like, yeah.
Just go.
Yeah, but he was. I'll be real. This dude was crazy. He walked over there, just shirt off, belly hanging out, nothing on, reaching there, grab the queen, kill it, walk over. It was crazy. Crazy thing I've ever seen.
Reach and kill the queen.
Yeah,
You kill the queen. You kill your
apparently,
whole.
when you kill the queen, they return to their original hive or something.
Okay.
I don't know the rules. I don't quote me.
What?
There's a bee expert listening to this right now. It's upset with me. Yeah.
Okay, we have to get a bee expert on the podcast.
There you go.
Man.
This vet, bring him. What's he doing right now?
Well, actually, he's still traveling quite a bit. He has he's in Beulah Dean.
Beulah Dean. That's North Carolina.
Yes.
Yep.
And he's a great guy. He's a quiet guy, but I met him at a festival, and I just started talking to him, and he has honey by the buckets, the gallons.
His is organic realness from the area.
It's raw honey. It's raw honey from this area. So it was really important to me to get that, especially for our allergy blends. You know, it's a premium price. It's probably the most expensive ingredient in our product. And he keeps raising his price, which means we might have to raise our price. It's just hard, you know.
So honey's expensive.
So we're talking about price. So you said you have 8 ounce, 12 ounce, and a 32 ounce?
Yes.
So what are the prices on those ounces? Because I know people out there would want to know the prices when you're shipping them. You said it's a flat rate of $15
to ship. Yes.
Right.
If we can get it in the box, we'll charge you $15. So when you talk about elderberry, our 8 ounce is $18. 16 is $25, and the 32 ounce is $48. We don't have a way to ship the 32 ounce at this time. So then with the allergy blends and the C blend, it's a little bit more. The 8 ounce is 20, 16 is 30, and then the 32 ounce, I believe, is 58.
So break down. I don't know if we talked about the dosage. How many like teaspoons are you supposed to get with the 8 ounce, or how many times can you use it? What's the usage of that?
So we really encourage people to get the 6 ounce bottle because it goes pretty quick. If you're doing a tablespoon a day, it's a month's supply. If you get to the point that you're not feeling well, we encourage people to start that higher dose, which is 3 tablespoons every 2 to 3 hours, from the point you're not feeling well to the time you go to bed. And so that could mean that you get 2 doses in. It could mean you get 3 doses in. If you're doing that, that bottle's probably going to last you a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. The same with the allergy blends. The allergy blends, when you start taking that, if your allergies aren't horrible, we do recommend a higher dose for a day or two. And so I tell people that our first bottle of the allergy blend goes quick, but the subsequent blend bottles do not go as quick.
Right.
So the goal, and we have plenty of people who do this, high dose until you get everything under control, and then as it's under control, you're just maintaining with a tablespoon a day.
Again, this is so important for our industry because we tend to do things so quick. We eat fast. We medicate ourselves real fast. We need something that's just going to be as we go. And can you put the elderberry syrup in like meals? Can you add it into something to drink? Or do you just recommend just taking it with its full potency just by the teaspoon?
Does it freeze?
So we do have customers tell people if you've had a bottle in your refrigerator for a while and you're not using it, freezing it is a great option. We have recommended freezing in ice cube trays. Then when you pull out an ice cube, it's about a dose. That's been awesome. We see the same results with frozen elderberry as we do with non-frozen. I have customers who have put them in smoothies. I have customers who will add some to grape juice for kids. I have customers that will add it to oatmeal, or I have some people who even have done such things as martinis, or I have one friend, she puts it in her
elderberry on the rocks.
Listen, she puts it in her wine, and she says she does not have a hangover.
Wow.
So, as long as you're getting in your body, I think that it's a good thing. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that.
Elderberry and vodka.
Absolutely. I would say soda water, spritzers, lemonade. It's really good in lemonade. I have a friend that puts it in her tea. So, yeah, absolutely.
Totally. A lot of
options. Really good.
Yeah,
I had a weird thought thinking like, the honey would be more effective against allergies if it was more local honey because they would be around flowers and plants.
It is
local to. Does that make sense?
That's why
it is.
Okay, that makes, so if you were say near future, you're working on the Amazon level, and you know what I'm saying, you got a factory out west. It'd be better to use the bees from that area.
So what we created the make at home kits so you could put your own honey in.
Okay.
So if you're out west and you want to try this product and see how it does for you, we highly encourage you use your own honey.
That's awesome.
So that's how that came to be. And they say within a 100-mile radius is kind of what you're looking for. The gentleman I had talked about earlier who is in the bees, he says that there's no real scientific study that's been done that he could actually see. I mean, we have people's testimonials, obviously, but there's some question as to whether that's legit or not. I don't know.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I still take a dose every morning. I take one at night. I mean, I take one midday. It gets to the point where I just take it to the head.
Yeah.
You just take it. So he got the flask of elderberry out of his jacket pocket.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
I just take it.
Well, I'll tell you, Chloe has some at work. So she would have that at work in case somebody came in sick.
Mm-hmm.
If they came in sick, she would take a dose after they left. She might take another dose in an hour or two just to be able to boost her system. And just if she's there and she starts feeling bad, just randomly, she can take some. And she sees pretty good results with that. So
they come in sick, they need to go home.
Yeah, I mean,
pay for the service.
If you're not feeling well, stay home. What are you doing?
Absolutely.
Especially right now.
Absolutely. Yes.
Especially right now. Man, this was a lot of information.
I think there are some other things that you can do too. And I don't think that people are talking enough about boosting the system, how to do that. And as I said, my dad, boy, when we would get sick, he would be like, no sugar at all. No sugar.
Plenty of water.
Lots of water. A little bit of exercise, even if you don't have tons of time to exercise, parking a little further and just walk into your car.
Yes.
I think that that's important to keep that in mind. And of course, trying to eat a balanced meal, get veggies in your diet. I know it's hard because I have a daughter that's in that world, but fast food and grabbing something quick, and I'm like, get a salad.
Portion control.
Yeah.
So if somebody's not living a healthy lifestyle, like, this would still be beneficial for that person, and so they can see noticeable results even if they didn't work out.
Just I'm gonna tell you, my daughter
put in their martini.
I love her to death, but she's not the picture of perfect health. I mean, she lives a fast-paced life, and she goes through her phases, but grabbing stuff to eat on the go, working
Barber
late hours.
Thing. Yeah,
she works late, so she's like, "What can I get late to get some dinner?" She goes in early, so she's scrounging for breakfast, and I'm just like boosting the system. And supplements right now. Vitamin C is great to be taken right now. Vitamin D is really good. We're getting ready to be into where it's grayer time of year. Zinc is good. You don't want to overdo it with zinc, but
so. Is there any such thing as elderberry gummies?
Yes. So we do not currently make those. They may be in our future, but yes, there are elderberry gummies. We carry a brand that does an elderberry zinc gummy.
Okay.
And I have some people, and I tell people this too. Obviously we would love for you to buy our product.
Right.
But let's say you're not in our area, and you're not feeling well. Elderberry syrup, even from the grocery store, is going to give you good results.
Wow.
What you buy in the grocery store has a lot of sugar in it. So that's one thing you want to stay away from sugar when you're not feeling well. But I have seen people, and even Chloe was traveling and she wasn't feeling well. I said, go get some elderberry. Go to Walgreens and get some. Because it does work.
Sugar makes me feel better all the time.
Sugar's
I bet it does.
365.
Yeah, I bet it does.
365, 366. Yeah. Man, this was epic because I think it's important for barbers, cosmetologists, estheticians, nail techs, anyone in our industry, anyone who's in a service provider industry.
Around people.
You're around people.
Just alive. If you're alive on the earth right now.
Boost your system. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Your health is your wealth. Man. Whew. Is there an elderberry convention anywhere?
I don't know.
I think,
like a hair show, like a berry show.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
everybody's flexing their different uses of elderberry.
Because I'm thinking if it's getting so popular and it's getting like, I would think there's Apple Festival in Unicorn.
Right.
There's the Strawberry Festival. There's what's that plant called? Rhododendron Festival.
Yes.
There's all these types of festivals around here. So
Yes.
once you start Elderberry Festival.
Yep, we'll bring
Start,
people
yeah,
If you
from
let's
build it, they
all
will come.
around.
yeah,
Right?
let's start small and just grow.
That's
I
right.
think
You
that's a
never
good
know.
idea.
Yeah, you
Elderberry
never
and
know.
honey.
Yeah, elderberry and honey, because that's a great mix.
Yes,
good-
I think that would be a fun.
Like when you go to run for office, that would
This
totally.
guy,
we could announce it there at the
a portion of our
elderberry.
proceeds.
Exactly. There you go. Fundraiser.
hey, we already have someone in the family running for office.
There you
We
go.
already got somebody
Right,
in
there
the
you
family
go.
running for office. We can't
There you
have
go.
two. We
There
just
you
can't
go.
have two.
Right.
Let's just focus and push him.
There you go.
Yeah, her father-in-law's
Yeah.
running.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
Well, kind of.
yeah,
I
he's
mean,
coming.
It's kind of.
It's coming. He's
So,
coming.
yeah,
So I mean, I'm part of the family.
that's right.
I mean, we can't
That's
do too
right.
much at one time. We
That's
gotta let.
right.
We gotta. We don't want to split votes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you got a year.
Yeah, 1 year. That's plenty of time.
Yeah, you got
I
1
don't
year.
know, am I?
I told him that day we were just outside chilling, talking. We were just having a conversation. Some dude walking by, like, "What's up, Craig?" I'm like, "Dude, like,
Uh-huh. There you go. People know Craig Charles for sure.
Hey man,
It's a good thing.
when you always helping people, like I helped you in college.
That's good.
Hey,
I know. You're always out there helping people out.
And you said you had a website? You have like Instagram page?
So Instagram is the JC Syrup Shop,
I'm gonna get that.
and Facebook's the same. We are we're like very close to launching the website, which will be the same address, the JC Syrup Shop. I kind of am behind the ball with that, but we do a lot on social media, so that's a great.
you ever have like a tasting, like one night, just have like a tasting or something, just make it like an event?
Yeah, we have
know what I
done
mean?
some events. With everything that's happened over the past year, we've
Yeah.
been somewhat limited, and really, truly, as a small business, I felt like we were, on a momentum
Trajectory and COVID.
we kind of
There it is.
Her
That's it.
marketing is A1, man. Like, I want
marketing.
all that.
It's because
Yeah.
Craig
That's what I'm saying.
taught me
Yeah.
in
Is that where you
college
cheated off his paper? Is that what it said? Line them
how
up.
to market,
Yeah. How to
package design, and
somebody
marketing.
do it. You know what I mean? Hey,
I want to buy all those.
it's okay for regular students to get help from
It
athletes.
is, yes.
You know what I
it
mean?
is.
It's
I
not.
know,
Oh, it's
I
not.
know.
It's okay.
Yeah, regular students.
We got to kill that stigma.
Thank you.
know what I mean? We got to kill that stigma that
Regular-
regular students can't get
Yes,
help from
thank you.
athletes. I
Thank
mean,
you.
we're scholars too. You know what I mean? We lead.
We got to break down those barriers.
Yeah, we do. Man. We lead
Uh-huh.
homework sessions. You know what I'm saying? We lead
Uh-huh.
the groups. We do all that.
That's right.
And
That's
we gotta
right.
come back and pay homage to us at times.
Yes.
That stud right there, he helped me pass college.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what's on the board?
I know. I was like,
Yeah. So what'd you think about this today, Emma? What'd you get from it?
Got a lot. Honestly, I think that it's super cool. I think it's convenient how to take it. I think my wife started taking it, pre all this crazy stuff, and we're taking it. And it tasted good, and I don't see anything wrong with trying to prevent stuff. People are so worried about curing stuff. Why
Right.
don't you worry about preventing? You ain't never got to worry about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
boosting your immune system is such a positive thing. Avoid it, because a lot of times you just don't know. You cut a client's hair and he might be holding that coffin through the haircut. Eyes getting ready to bust, but he might be sick. He might be really sick. And he gets
Well,
you sick.
Also, they might not
The whole
know that
shop.
they're sick. They might not know they're sick.
Exactly.
And
That's
so
true.
they come in on that starting where they're just like, I'm not feeling great, but not thinking that they're sick.
Because
and
we
then
all
they
do that.
end up-
We don't throw in a towel as soon as we get
Because
first
a lot of
sneeze.
times people associate allergies with just getting really sick.
Well, that's one thing we didn't talk a lot about, but I know that there's been, it seems as though a lot of what's been going on with COVID has been allergy related.
Mhm.
And so, with the pressure headache and congestion, and then it comes the cough. And I have a friend, she just got tested. She did not have COVID, but she did have all those same symptoms.
Mhm.
And so really trying again, when you start to feel a little bit of that pressure headache, getting something in your system that can really help with that.
Yep.
And just because somebody's out there coughing or sneezing does not mean that they're deathly ill.
Right. But you still can offer up some elderberry.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Some scissor.
Some scissor. Sipping on some.
Scissor. I like it. Good. That'll be my next blend.
There you go.
Thanks to Craig.
Scissor.
I'm
No,
like,
Emma came up with
I
that.
know. Emma. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
yeah,
right.
the scissor.
I
What
can't
we
give Craig that
blending?
child.
Yeah, we
What's
blend.
gonna be in it?
Yeah, we blended.
I don't know. I
Oh
don't know.
man, that's major. Again, Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Cronkite's Academy, Bristol, Cronkite's Academy, JC, and Craig's Cronkite's Downtown JC, and my co-host.
Am I? I'm just gonna say AMI for now. Sorry. AMI.
And my special guest, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I really
Appreciate you.
appreciate
Appreciate you. The school in Johnson City, we accept students. We're now enrolling. We start a class the first week of every Tuesday. And in Bristol, we start a class the second week of the month. So come check us out. Come change your career. Come jump into this industry. In Johnson City, it's strictly barbering. And we also offer the instructor program for barbering and crossover. In Bristol, we offer barbering, cosmetology, esthetician, and nail techs. And we also offer the instructor program for all those classes. So if you're interested, looking for a new career, changing career, looking for something new just to boost yourself and boost your immune system, boost your mind, just boost your life, come check us out, Crown Cuts Academy. Hit us up on the web, Instagram. And if you have any questions about our show today, hit us up, hit MI up, hit Jessica up, call us up. Keep the questions coming, keep the info coming, keep spreading the love. We love the love that we get from all you guys from across the country. It's really special. It keeps us going, keeps us motivated. Just want to say a big thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But again, Mr. Lathan, appreciate your love. And again, Barber Car Success, making waves.